Welcome back to the channel. I'm Old Man Oben, and the purpose of my channel is to help young adults navigate their complicated world by giving them a different perspective to consider. A perspective that comes from looking back at the same choices that I made when I was your age, and what I learned in the processes of my successes and my failures. Today I'm going to be introducing you to the first of my Old Man Oben 10 life rules. I don't think life is really that complicated if you have a basic set of rules to follow. Rules that you always go back to and default on. Life is made up of many choices. But each one of those choices is so intertwined with the next choice that you're going to have to make, that if you make them based on your emotional state at the time, or if you base them upon pressure that's being put on you from outside sources, it can cause all kinds of problems. So my Old Man Oben rules, the 10 of them, are designed to help you simplify your life by simplifying your priorities. Old Man Oben life rule number 1 is this: your family always comes first. Old Man life rule number 1: your family always comes first. But here's the stickler. What is your family? You can have a lot of people in your life that you consider family. But in the particular case of this rule, you have to have a clear definition of what family is. And when I say family, I'm talking about you, your life partner, and your kids. That's your family. That's your home team. You can have other family, of course, but they are not your home team. You need to look out for the home team first in every decision that you make. I'm not talking about your parents. I'm not talking about your brothers and sisters and your other extended family. Now, this topic is going to strongly impact a lot of you. I'm talking to the mama's boys and the daddy's girls and sisters and brothers that you give way too much power and access into your life. Here's the rub. You must draw clearly defined boundaries between you and your extended family. Your family is your partner and your kids. And your in-laws and your extended family are not part of that family. You need to make it very clear to them, extended family, that they do not have unrestricted access into your family and the decisions that you make for your family, the home team. And yes, it might piss some of them off, and they might get mad, and they might say things like, hey, we are your family. Blood is thicker than water. Well, that may be so, but they are not the home team. The home team has to take priority and precedent over all of their extended family. When you grew up and decided to make adult choices and do things like build relationships and get married and have a family, you left your mama and your daddy behind. You left their home and became the CEO of your own life. Now, yes, you can, of course, listen to them and what they have to say. You can hear them out and hear their opinions. But in the end, you and your partner must make the decisions for your home team based on what's best for you. Let me tell you a story about something that happened in my extended family that might give you some perspective. I will call them Karen and Kyle. Karen and Kyle met, dated, fell in love, got engaged, and then they got married. Karen was a beautiful girl. She was sweet and kind, and I always liked her. Kyle was very handsome. He was tall. He looked like a young Tom Selleck, and he was a nice guy. I thought they were a great couple. But the problem came in after they got married because Kyle was a mama's boy, and he had it bad. Kyle would talk to his mama several times a day on the phone. Now, this was before cell phones, so it wasn't like the phone was in his pocket. He would have to go and find a landline somewhere in his office or wherever it was, and he would have to call his mama, or she would call him several times a day, and they would talk. And then every single night after work, he would stop at his mama's house on the way home instead of going home to his new wife. Sometimes he ate supper there because mama made his favorite. Sometimes they would watch TV together for a couple hours. Or maybe he'd mow her grass, or whatever it was. But he wasn't going home to his wife. He was going home to his mama. And every decision that Kyle made, no matter what it was, and no matter how much it impacted his life with his wife, the home team, every decision that Kyle made was filtered through what his mother said about it. Now, Karen put up with it for about 6 months. And after about 6 months, and Kyle was with his mama more than he was with her, she eventually told Kyle, listen, you have to make a choice. You need to choose, it's either me or it's your mama. You have to decide. And they were divorced 6 months later because that was the choice that Kyle made. Kyle chose his mama over the home team. Ladies, if your man won't stand up to his extended family for you, and that includes his mama and his daddy, if he won't stand up to them for you, then he is not husband material. This is something you need to find out before you ever commit to a life with this man. And guys, if your wife, if your girlfriend lets her mom and dad disrespect you and allows them to interject themselves into your team decisions, she is not loyal to you and your family, your home team, and she is not wife material. You need to learn the power of what a united front is and how that it faces outside forces head on and preserves the borders that they protect. Guys, you need to step in front of your girl and draw a line in the sand when she is being pressured to comply by an outside force. And that outside force could be her dad, or her mom, or her sister, or brother, or some of her friends that she hangs out with. And yes, once you're bound together with that person, extended family is an outside force. Your mom and dad and her mom and dad are outside forces. They are not your home team. Ladies, you need to stand by your man when he's being attacked by the people you know, like your girlfriends or family members that are trying to tear him down and shame him into forcing him to comply to something. You need to stand for him and defend him. You're not marrying your dad, girls. Guys, you're not marrying your mom. You need to make sure that they know their place. They are not the boss of you anymore. When you were a kid, they were the boss of you and said things like, when you're under my roof, you'll do as I'm told. Well, you're no longer under their roof. When you turned 18, you moved out And now you are the captain of your ship, just like they were when they were starting out. You cannot allow your extended family, including your parents, to bully your partner. Never let that go unchallenged. You stand up for them. I saw this happen once in my own family. I have a family of cousins, 2 sisters and a brother. I'll call the brother Kevin. And I witnessed an argument that they had one day. The argument was between the 2 sisters and Kevin's wife. They had only been married for probably about a year. And for some reason, I'm not sure what the reason was, the sisters were angry with Kevin's wife. And they were saying to her when I walked in the room, "You are not his blood. You are just a wife. And wives come and go. But we will always be his blood. And you will never have a connection to Kevin the way that we do." And I was so proud of Kevin when he leaned forward and he took his wife's hand and he looked at his sisters and he said, "This is my wife. And I will choose her over you every single time. If you want to be a part of my life and a part of my kids' lives, you will learn to treat her with respect and kindness. Because if you force me to choose between you and her, I will choose her and erase you from my life." And let me tell you, it was like all the air got sucked out of that room. Kevin stood up and he took his wife's hand and he said, "Let's go." And they walked out hand in hand together. Kevin stood up for his girl in the face of his sisters. And the bullies caved. Let me tell you, Kevin's wife, to this day, and it's been several years now, would kill for that man. The sisters eventually came around, and now they're all friends. Life is good. But that happened because a man was willing to stand his ground for his girl. Your home team, it has to be your priority. It has to be number one. Love your parents. Love your in-laws. Have great relations with them and do things with them. Let them be a part of your life and your kids' lives. But they must not take priority over the home team. That has to come first, or you'll never find balance in your life and in your relationships. Well, that's it for today. Hit the like button if this video was helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content from me in the future. And leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to maybe help you with a question that you have with a topic that I haven't talked about. Have a great day, my friends, and we'll see you on the next one.